my God, I know. What are you talking about? She's at a women's college. How is there any hope for her?
When I went to school, co-ed school, the first year, I came back, and I blew it. I knew I blew it. And my father said to me, I sent you to this school, and I spent, so many thousands of dollars, and you didn't find yourself a man. And I just kind of went, wow, you mean you sent me to college to get married? And he said, well, I thought maybe you'd find yourself a nice, intelligent young man that would make some money and give you the kind of life that you would want. And I think a lot of my decision to come to Barra was that I would have an education for myself, not to meet a man, and to get myself into suburbia with the, $50,000 income.
And a woman can have an excellent brain and be an excellent scholar, teacher, career person, and everything, and still be the best woman she can be. You don't have to hide having a brain if you happen to have one. Mm-hmm. You don't ever have to play dumb.
All of a sudden you wake up, in your freshman year and you say, my goodness, look at me, I can talk.
I never even really thought of myself as a woman.
But I could never talk to women until I came here and started talking to them.
Like here, you can just walk up to Walden and down through this ravine. Even in the winter, it is so terrific. And then when you get to the beach, you find like these huge ice masses just out there. And it's the most beautiful thing, especially if you're by yourself or if you're with somebody that you're really close to. Oh, God.
Even up on the roofs of the dorms.
Yeah.
You go up on the roof at night, and you can see all the stars, and it's clean out here, and the air's good, and in the fall there are leaves, and you can just be at peace with yourself.
I know I have a very strong bias that everyone recognizes against the term girls' school. I think Barra is a woman's college, and I suppose this was one of the directions that I tried to make the college take from the time I became president, that it would be truly a college for women with a strong program in women's studies, with a heightened consciousness about the new opportunities for women, and with a lifestyle that is geared to women.
There's a friendly atmosphere in class. There's not that awful tension of competition between each other. It's all very relaxed.
You compete with yourself. You see the other girls and things like that, and you know somebody else is smarter than you are, but you don't bother yourself with it like you would in a co-ed school, A lot of girls I know are afraid to open their mouths because boys talk a lot, and when a girl says something that's smart, they shrug it off. In this school, when a girl says something that's smart, you kind of go, oh, that's great, and then you formulate your own ideas, and then you can spout it off, and it's appreciated.
You also have role models, kind of. You see a lot of excellent women on the faculty who have made it without losing whatever mystical quality it is that makes a woman a woman. That's an anachronistic concept, but I think there's a difference, aside from anatomical, between men and women, but it's not in your brain.
They really respect the kids' attitudes around here.
Yeah, they treat you like you're an adult in some fashion.
And like you can think, and that's the best thing, having a teacher that thinks you can think, and will give you some credit for that.
Well, there probably isn't a more flexible school that I can think of, as far as freedom to do what you want to do. There's no pressure. As I've taught in bigger schools, where you just become a number, I think you get a fantastic amount of individual attention, which is really, really beautiful and very personal and very nice,
I went to the head of my art department one day and said I'd really like to work in an art gallery. And he said, okay. And he called a friend of his in an art gallery in Chicago and called me up 2 days later and said, Sarah, you have the job. And I was just flabbergasted. And I went down and I worked 3 days a week, and I received credit for it, 9 credits, and I loved it.
Well, one thing that I really like is that there aren't 100 million dumb prerequisites, and so you can take what you want. And I'm taking everything. Like, I'm getting what my father calls a bachelor in garbage, because I'm taking everything I like, and that's really good.
Well, it's in the human receptivity of the moment, that we are creating each other as we're going along. And it takes a lot of courage and a great deal of respect for other people and an understanding of your own difficulties.
If women want to learn about being women or learn about themselves, then the best source is another woman, if you're trying to define yourself as a woman and your role as a woman.
And I think one of the best parts about Bear is the fact that you meet so many different types of men that you're not restricted to the type of male that would choose a small college. You know, like much in a coeducational university, lots of times you restrict yourself to the certain type of male that's brought to that institution.
I've heard girls talk about that, like they really aren't that close with their so-called sisters, you know, where girls I met from Barra were friends.
He figured right away, oh, she's a typical Barra girl. And as things moved on, he said, you're not a typical Barra girl. And I said, well, maybe I am, you know. You just never know.
You just have to come to Barra with an open mind, just like you do anything else, you know. You just have to open up to life and be ready to experience or take all the things you're going to go through.